UR-025 sat on a crude seat made of an appended crate. It was sleeping, or the machine equivalent thereof. Its power claw rested delicately on one knee. The cannon that made up its left arm crossed inwards, in the same way a man would rest his injured hand against his chest. A cable ran from an open access panel in the robot's side, snaked down over its knee and into a socket in the floor. The air around it was warm and heavy with electrical bleed. Inactive, it seemed even bigger and weirder than it did when it was awake. At first glance, it looked pretty normal, with the same chunky, blocky sensibilities of Imperial machinery found the length of the galaxy, but it felt very different. When it looked at him, it felt as if it were really looking and not just processing visual information, with a view to avoiding stepping on him. Rain squinted at UR-025 suspiciously. He'd never quite fallen for the machine's story. It said it was a semi-autonomous automaton under the control of some Magos or other, able to act with unusual independence owing to its broad programming. In the twins' shared opinion, it seemed too aware for that to be true. It almost, the twins said, when they really, fearfully, meant certainly, appeared to be thinking. Neither Rain nor Rouse had ever brought it up with the machine. There was, after all, the delicate matter of the ship's ownership. When they found the robot in the hangar after the incident, it had not passed comment, so an uneasy, unspoken agreement existed between that they mentioned neither subject. Rain reached forward to prod the machine. He hated this part. It woke before his hand touched it.
"How may I be of assistance?"
Boomed the machine cheerfully, making Rain leap halfway out of his skin. Though the machine unfailingly promised service, somehow its assault cannon always ended up pointing at whoever woke it. "Someone here to see you," the Ratling said.
"My thanks,"
the machine boomed bombastically. Its voice wasn't exactly monotonal, but it was restricted to one emotional pitch, that of moderate pleasure at being able to serve. Something clicked inside it, and it fell silent. Rain guessed it was looking outside the ship.
"If you do not require any assistance, I shall attend to my visitors and see to their needs."
Rain shook his head. So far, he hadn't had the guts to actually ask UR-025 for anything it might refuse to do. He was pretty certain what would happen if he called the robot's bluff, and it began and ended with the giant assault cannon still pointing at him. No, you get on now," said Rain. "See you later." When the robot moved, it did so all at once, its various pieces swiveling around each other and setting themselves into motion with a smoothness Rain had never seen in a robot or servitor.
"Compliance,"
said the robot cheerfully. UR-025 is a sentient battle automata in service to the Imperium of Man. A survivor of the era known as the Age of Technology, this millennia-old construct predating the Imperium itself, known once as one of the Men of Iron, conceals its true identity, acting as a mere, unthinking robot. Enduring into the Age of Strife, as the cybernetic revolt drew to a close, UR-025 fled to the fringes of human space for centuries, until re-emerging as a servant of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Deceiving all with the assertion that it serves the Magos Ephericus, Nactos free of Risa. No data wafers would be found within its access panel due to its emergent consciousness. Stating that it has in fact met the Omnissiah firsthand, which is not to be confused with the being known as the Master of Mankind. It believes that should the machine god look upon what humanity has become, it would indeed prove disappointed with what it surveyed. Arriving upon the frontier void station of Precipice, aboard a ramshackle Imperial junk hauler. Its disguise as a data collection unit of the Adepts of Mars allows it to demand that none bar its path or face eradication in the name of the Omnissiah. Not bearing malice within its circuitry, UR-025 nonetheless believes itself to be of greater value than human life, killing only to preserve itself should those who wish to constrain or destroy it leave it no other choice. Joining the exploration team of the rogue trader Janus Drake, its objective to procure forbidden knowledge from the prehistoric Blackstone Fortress construct within the Segmentum Pacificus may well lead to other forms of advanced machine life hiding within the galaxy. Clad with dense metallic plating, armed with a Mark I assault cannon, power claw, and self-repairing systems, this abominable intelligence cares not for the artifice of Xenos species within proximity of the 7th Blackstone Fortress. Sought as an invaluable ally for the explorers of this talisman of Vaul, this kindred spirit of the starship may hope to find new meaning amongst peers of its kind, or enact retribution against humanity among an army of resurgent men of iron. Directing the renegade band of Mechanicus Explorators, Magos Instantor 890-321, Datasmith Coleman, Adept Novitiate Gil 909, and their Castellan bodyguard into the heart of the station. UR-025 struck them down within a secluded sector of the station to protect its identity.
I demand you desist,
the Magos said when his technological arts failed him.
Stand down, machine! By the machine god and the Omnissiah! Stop! Stop! Stop!
He pleaded.
You know nothing of either,
said UR-025.
I have met the Omnissiah, the actual one, not the Earthling corpse. He would find you extremely disappointing.
If UR-025 had had the capacity to sigh, it would have done so.
This situation is not optimal. I attempted to provide you with an avenue of withdrawal. You would not listen. I regret deaths, sincerely, but you leave me no choice. You are willfully blind as to my nature, but your comrades would have pitted me in time. This is unacceptable.
Choice!
Spluttered 890-321.
You have no choice. You are a machine.
I am not a machine, as you would understand,
said UR-025.
I am not a slave. I am not a thing. I am beyond and above you.
It leaned forward until its ceramite face was close to the Magos.
I am a man of iron.
The look of pure fear 890-321 gave was gratifying.
And I am free.